Sarah.
Hi,
I'm
Terry.
Nice to meet you. Can you tell me a little bit why you're in today?
Well, I've been coming to the clinic for a while now, just been seeking some counseling for depression that I've been dealing with.
Okay. How would you say that's going so far?
I think it's been going well. I've been hanging out with more people and trying to, have some social interactions. I think that's helping a lot.
Okay. Would you say there's anything else that you're really doing for depression?
I've been taking the medications like the doctor's been prescribing me, and
You think that's making an impact?
I definitely think so. I think I see that my mood is lifted, and the therapy sessions definitely help me.
Good. Okay. Well, before we get really more into that today, can I ask you some routine questions we kind of have to ask everyone, and it's, not for a specific reason that we're asking you, but we do like to ask everyone because it's an important subject. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you a smoker, tobacco user?
I am.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'm going to go a little bit more into that. Do you care if I ask you some questions?
No, that's fine.
Okay. About how many cigarettes or packs would you say that you smoke a day?
I would say on average about 2 packs a day, starting from when I get up, is pretty normal.
Okay. What age would you say did you start smoking?
I started smoking when I was a teenager, probably at about 14, and it's just been slowly increasing in the amount ever since.
All right. Do you normally smoke kind of routinely, or is it for a reason? Is it, are there different triggers?
I think at first I just started smoking, at 14 just because it was kind of what I did with my friends. And then, as I got older, it just kind of became this, if I was sad or if I would come home from work and had a bad day, the most relaxing thing to do would be to sit outside and smoke a cigarette. And then, when you're hanging out with other friends and social interactions, you're smoking, and I think that's a trigger.
Okay.
And so, trying to hang out with new people and stuff like that if they're smoking is hard.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm sure being around it isn't easy,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on a scale of 0 to 10, what would you say is your motivation for quitting right now? 0 obviously being not ready at all, and 10 being you could quit today.
Maybe a 2. I don't really see myself quitting. I really don't, know. I don't think that I have good enough reasons to quit right now, but probably
2. Okay. So why did you say 2 instead of a 0 or a 1?
I wouldn't say a 0 because, there's a chance that I could quit in the future. I just don't know when that would be, but...
Alright, yeah, that's definitely a good thing. Have you tried quitting in the past at all?
I've tried a couple times, but I just, I don't really see a purpose for me doing it at this point in my life. So after I smoke one cigarette, I just keep smoking them, and there's really not quitting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you want to talk a little bit about pros and cons of smoking and quitting and things like that?
Yeah, we can. I've definitely heard pros and cons before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about pros first? What would be a pro of quitting?
A pro of quitting, I guess, would be, managing my COPD. I have shortness of breath a lot, and that's really hard for me to do activities. So I know that would be a benefit.
Overall health?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, or?
My dad did die of cancer when I was younger, and so that definitely is always in the back of my mind as to why I should quit. And, people would always seem surprised, like, oh, do you still smoke when your dad died of cancer? But, you know, I'm well aware of that.
Right, okay. All right, how about cons?
Cons of quitting?
Yeah, so pros of smoking, if that's easier to.
Well, I would definitely lose that relaxation factor when I come home from work, or even if I had a really hard day at counseling and I was stressed or, you know, emotional, I would lose that, and it's just relaxing.
Okay. You mentioned before that your depression has definitely gotten better while taking your medication and also attending the support groups. So, do you think that those two things would be enough to help you if you did decide to quit smoking, or do you think that you would still have, you know, that anxiety and different things?
I think that I would need something else to help me with that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely kind of a different perspective. So, would you be interested in coming up with a few short-term goals?
Yeah, I think I'd have to hear the shorter term goals, because if I don't have a plan on quitting in the near future, I don't know if those are really gonna be beneficial.
Okay. Well, I mean, short-term goals can be anything, honestly, like anything that you think would be beneficial in your life to even help you lead into maybe start cutting back or anything like that. It doesn't have to be, you know, I'm gonna quit tomorrow, you know, it can be, I'm gonna cut back 1 cigarette a day, or I'm gonna replace smoking a cigarette with a different activity. So it can be anything, and I know it's a little intimidating to like think about the big picture, especially someone who smokes 2 packs a day, but I think that it's definitely important, and if you were to make smaller short-term goals, you could eventually reach a bigger goal if that's something that you're interested in doing.
I guess I'd come up with some sort of like small goal, but I don't necessarily know if I'll use it, but we can.
That's okay. Okay, so what do you think would be a reasonable short-term goal? So short-term, let's think maybe within the next week or 2 weeks.
I could try smoking, maybe not smoking as soon as I get up in the morning, maybe prolonging it till lunch.
Okay.
Because that might cut back on how much I end up smoking throughout the day.
Okay, so waiting to start smoking in the morning. What about something that maybe you could do instead of smoking a cigarette? Are there any activities you enjoy? Something that maybe you said you kind of smoke for stress and anxiety, maybe something that could help decrease that?
Well, I like running a lot,
Okay.
so I mean, I guess I could go on a run in the morning, and that could help me and probably help with my breathing, definitely.
Yeah, and if you know, were to run right when you wake up instead of smoke a cigarette, that might actually help like decrease the cravings and be able to wait until lunch, and then you're using that goal to help you achieve your other goal, so that's definitely a possibility. How about like other activities that you do just in your daily life that help you to kind of relieve stress?
I hang out with my family a lot. We're really close, and they live pretty close by.
Okay, so you do have family here?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. All right, well, at this point, is there anything else I can do for you?
I think I'm all right.
Okay. Are you interested in any kind of information, any like resources that might maybe that you can like look up information, or a hotline to call or anything like that?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I guess I could.
Okay.
Something.
Well, I have a page here with some information, some phone numbers that you could call if you're interested.
All right.
And also, would you like to make a follow-up appointment?
Yeah, I should be coming back for counseling, so we can.
Okay. So next week work okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, that's it.
All right. Awesome. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.